can't hear, about how you two met.
Well, you want to wait for her?
No, I want to hear from you. Then
Okay.
she can correct.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sure she will.
All right. She was doing a show in San Francisco
Uh-huh.
at the Alcazar Theater
On Geary Street?
doing Tondaleo.
Mm-hmm.
Tondaleo was a native girl of the South Seas and a very sexy kind of a show. She was doing that play, and I was coming up.
What kind of costume was she wearing?
Nothing.
That's
She was the first bikini girl I ever saw.
Uh-huh.
She wore a bikini, the cut. No, except it wasn't the string up the butt.
Yeah.
It covered that much.
the flossing. Yes.
It wasn't as crazy as they are even today. But it was a brief bikini and a sarong and a bra, of course. But she was a native girl.
Wasn't there a topless scene? Wasn't there a topless scene in this?
The opening.
The opening. Okay.
The only opening where she walks in, turns around, nothing on her chest. I am Tondaleo. Curtain. Back out. That's it. That's all you see.
Oh.
Okay, from then on she's got a bra. That just sets it up. Well, that show was closing. Where are you going?
You're going to want to hear this.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
That show was closing in San Francisco. And
Like cargo.
I was up there. I arrived and I was going to rehearse a show that I was going to do at the Alcazar called Prelude to Paradise. And it was, as a matter of fact. I found my girl.
Ah.
Well,
Paradise.
when I arrived, they said the rehearsals are at the Alcazar Theater and be there at such and such a time. And I was. And as I walked in, here out in front, the sheets as big as that poster there. Mm-hmm. Told you, life size, larger than life size, as Tondaleo looking, and being all the sex you could get, And I'm looking and I'm saying, I may want to make for that myself. Well, I go in. Now, okay, I'll let you take it from there, honey.
No, you go ahead.
No, I come down.
No, I want to know what you were thinking. I want to know what you were thinking.
What I was thinking,
Yeah.
I'm going to get some.
Okay.
Oh, you know it.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, well, I was.
Yeah, okay.
What else do you think I was going to think? Anyway, I come in, I open the door to come down, and I hear,
Backstage?
no, this is down front,
okay.
in the orchestra pit.
Okay.
There's one light on the stage, a work light, and she's ticking around the piano. That's all I could see, right down the aisle. And I walked, and I walked right down to her, and I said, "You're Tony, aren't you?" Because it was advertised outside as Tony, And she says, "Yes, you're Tony too, aren't you?"
Oh.
From then on, I said I was in. Not really, but I
Yeah, you're doing pretty good.
Anyway, she introduced me to the director and producer who was sitting in the middle of the theater somewhere. And I started rehearsal. I came to the theater that night to see her. And the Alcazar is one of those old theaters, as you know, where the box seats are almost on the stage, on both sides. Mm-hmm. First box seat. And I got it. No, they weren't sold. I just got the whole box myself. I'm sitting there. And here she comes out. She's got nothing but a sarong and a bra. And I fell in love with the dimples in her ass. And I said, okay, now this is mine for sure. I know it. And she showered. And we went for coffee, wasn't it? Was that all we had that night? Just coffee.
And sat and looked into each other's eyes.
Yeah, that's right. We talked a lot.
You know where you had coffee?
Yeah. Yes, down at right on the corner of O'Farrell and Lefty O'Doul.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we had.
Still there?
Yeah. No, wait, it might have just closed up a couple months ago.
Lefty O'Doul.
Yeah, real recently, if it did close up, it just closed up. Lefty O'Doul's was where you had your first date.
First date.
First date. And date. Coffee.
Well, coffee. Okay, where were the official?
And every
first
night
date?
after that, I was there after rehearsal because she was doing the play anyway till it closed. You ran about a week and a half, 2 weeks,
Oh, I think 2 or 3
and after I was there.
2 or 3 weeks after you.
Yeah, and I was there every night, and we went out and we'd go to dinner, and
After
go
the
down.
theater. After the theater.
after the theater,
Yeah. We go down to Fisherman's Wharf.
Fisherman Wharf, buy a pound of shrimp, sit on the running truck. Now, I just tell you how long ago it was. Running board of the car. My little Ford had a little running board, you know. What, a 36? Yeah, it was a 36 Ford.
Before my time.
I forget.
It was a very old car at the time.
We sat there
Before my time.
and ate shrimp. And,
You were kind of a cheap date, weren't you?
huh?
You were kind of a cheap date, weren't you?
It wasn't always that.
I was always a cheap date.
Yeah, okay.
It still is.
Well, it's the way I was brought up. I'm sorry.
Okay,
That's the way it is.
just checking.
Anyway,
How long between you met and you got married?
well, we had a falling out.
Huh.
And I came back to Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
On the way back to Los Angeles, I decided I was in love with her. That was that. I was in love with her, in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So the moment I got home, I wrote letters to her.
Mm-hmm.
And they all came back. After she steamed them open and read them. Because I know she did.
Resealed.
You know how wavy? So funny.
I seen them open, read them, resealed them, and mailed them back to him. I'm the first one to say it.
So what turned this whole thing around?
Well, then one day, you know, I finally I won't say I gave up. I finally gave up because she moved from San Francisco. I didn't know where she was. And one day I'm driving down Hollywood Boulevard, down Santa Monica Boulevard.
This is fate.
Santa Monica Boulevard. And what was the street?
Crescent Heights.
Oh,
Boulevard.
okay. Crescent Heights Boulevard going up to
Laurel.
No, I was on Sunset.
No, you came around the corner.
Wait a minute.
Crescent Heights Boulevard, and I
It
was
was
on
Santa Monica.
Crescent.
Wait a minute. It was Santa Monica. I was going to Sunset, right?
Right.
Okay. And I came around the corner, and across the street, I see a figure that looked like I knew her, and I yelled, "Tonya!" She turned around, and it was her. She said, "Tony!" Now get this. This is right in the middle of Hollywood traffic in Hollywood. I opened the door, left the car there running. I put the brake on and ran. And now I'd get a ticket today, you know. You couldn't do that. But I did. So I ran over and I grabbed her and I came back and put her in the car. And she couldn't get away since.
We went for coffee
Where?
at Patsy's.
Oh, Patsy
Patsy
D'Amour, yeah.
D'Amour.
On Coenga, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Because I knew Patsy at that. Yeah,
We
right.
sat in a booth and had coffee.
And coffee.
Had coffee.
And
And
coffee.
had coffee.
And
You're just completely
And
wired at that
coffee.
point, right?
And I
And
guess we
coffee.
ate something, later.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
And
I took her home finally.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that point. Right?
Yeah. In San Francisco, though, I did tell her, I just said, was it San Francisco? Was it San Francisco that I said,
Ignore that woman.
It's cold out there or something? Where
Oh,
was it?
no, I won't.
I said, "Oh, it's cold. Get in bed. It's cold." She did.
You fell for
We didn't do anything. She just wanted to get warm.
Yeah, well, you didn't suspect a thing there.
That's my sweetheart. That's my girl. I couldn't get over her.
Do you know why they left Italy?
Who?
The Carusos?
There's no work over there. And they were starving to death.
Well, that's a good reason to leave.
That's the reason they did leave.
Well, okay.
There's no doubt about that. Sure,
No big secret there.
my father's father came first. No, as a matter of fact, one of his brothers or maybe two of his brothers came first.
Get it straight.
I'm talking now about my father's father.
Okay.
Came first,
Uh-huh.
and then my grandmother and my dad and my uncle, Uncle Frank, came over in steerage.
Now, wasn't there some story about your grandmother or your mother selling her wedding ring, or
Well, no, that was my grandmother
your grandmother?
on my father's side.
Uh-huh.
That the gracious Cipotrino,
Tio Padrino.
yeah, wouldn't give her any money to come over here. And he wouldn't.
Yeah.
And he was what he was.
He was connected, but he was cheap.
Very. And he wasn't connected that well.
Yeah.
He wasn't. But he thought he was. And she sold him her wedding ring, which was maybe...
Sold him?
Well,
She sold it to him?
$20 or whatever it was. Enough to buy steerage passage for, I think it was my dad, who they didn't have enough money for one more.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think it was my dad. Or Uncle Frank, I don't know which one.
Uh-huh.
That was going to be left if she didn't have another stick, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And she sold her wedding ring to him. And he took it. Okay,
So
that's it. That should have told me before I was born what was going to be his story.
Yeah.
We call him Tio Padrino. Padrino means Godfather, right?
Now,
Like
see,
that.
I've got this two different ways, because his name, now this is what Little said. He said that they called him Cio Petrino,
Yeah.
which is sort of the Peter. Now there's Padrino,
Well, I thought it
which
was
is
Padrino.
Godfather. Now, see, this is the way I'd
Padrino.
always heard it.
Well, maybe it should have been Petrino.
See, well, it's
But his name is Pete.
right.
It should have been Pete then, Petrino, maybe. But we all were pretty sloppy, and I said Petrino.
Yeah. Because I'd always heard it Supadrino, which would be your godfather.
Yeah.
But they're saying it's Cio.
Uncle Godfather is what you're saying. Cio is uncle.
Yeah,
Petrino, Godfather.
Godfather. Now, I always heard it Su Padrino, which would be your godfather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Petrino.
All right. So, but this guy was
You're saying, okay.
this guy was kind of connected anyway, right?
Well,
I mean, what was he?
I don't think he was connected. I don't think he was really connected. He was connected in a small way.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only way I know, I didn't hear about his writing the letters until much later in Italy, and that's why he had to leave.
Right.
In the days of Mussolini, when he was the popular one, they wanted to get rid of anybody, anything that were being extortionists, and he was being one. But anyway, I remember when he got out here, and we into California, and was living with his son, Scorza, Tony Longdini.
Longdini.
Yeah, that we went out to see some people at a ranch. Now that ranch was the Dragna Ranch. Does that mean anything to you?
It does, yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Okay.
Now, where is that ranch?
Well, that was in Corona, I think, somewhere in that area.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Corona,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in that area. The Dragna Ranch, and Dragna was very big in San Diego at the same time,
Uh-huh.
and up in Los Angeles, you know. Anyway, that's all I know about the Dragna people, except that they were the connected.
Yeah.
They were the ones connected. And I know that even though Little doesn't want to remember it maybe, but we drove him, Silvadrino, up to Los Angeles on Central Avenue. I remember this so well. I don't know why, but I do.
Yeah.
He made us wait in the car. You know, because Little got the car, his dad's car. And I guess we had to be 16 years old or something to drive, 15. No, I got my driver's license when I was 14, really. Because you could get one at 13 then. 14, I mean. Anyway, we waited in the car. It was the Dragman. He went up and he'd come back with a little check, a little wad of money or something. Whatever that was, I have no idea. Or what it was for, other than he was one of them and was fleecing Dragna.
Uh-huh. why did everybody leave Indiana?
Why'd they leave? Well, now here, it was because of the Ku Klux Klan.
Oh,
really.
the Ku Klux Klan.
You heard that story?
Oh yeah.
Oh, well then, what do you want from me?
No,
You want to hear my version?
we want to hear your version.
Well, they ran them out of business, is what they did.
Uh huh.
They opened a great big market right next to them or something close by, and there was no competition was no good anymore. I mean, they were the only big open produce place in town, Frankfurt, a little town. What more could you want, you
The
know?
Ku Klux Klan.
Right. And they figuratively ran them out of business. Now, my Uncle Tony stayed there with the wholesale part, you know, and he still kept going after we left. And as a matter of fact, I guess he died there,
Oh, I know.
you know. Uncle Tony Rubino.
Rubino, yeah.
Yeah. That's my aunt. My brother's sister married him.
What's her name?
That's your brother.
Jenny.
Jenny.
You
Sienna.
said
Yeah.
my brother, not your brother.
Your father's sister.
Your father's.
My father's sister.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't I say that? No? Okay. My brother's sister. Rose was a sick baby.
Yeah.
She nearly died on the way to California, you know. I guess Little told you that. No, maybe not. You wouldn't,
she
you
did,
wouldn't
yeah.
think about it. She had scarlet fever.
Yeah.
And we're on a trip to California. And she damn near died. Damn near died on the way out. Didn't. And Mom held her all the way, you know, just babied her. And,
Oh, I did hear this.
yeah, you heard that.
Now, was she somehow born in Pennsylvania?
She was born in Pennsylvania.
Because I remember my mom
That-
told me a
in
story.
McKeesport.
In Keysport. My mom told a story once that they were both in school, and Rose was talking to some other kids, and my mom came walking up, and she said, "This is Jean. She's Italian, but I'm Pennsylvania Dutch." I'm not Italian. I'm Pennsylvania Dutch.
She was born in Pennsylvania. As I remember, it was some farm, and
Like New Mexico, Arizona kind of an area?
yeah, somewhere, yeah, in Arizona, New Mexico, somewhere, and it was like a ranch, a farm, you know, and they had an outhouse on the edge of a cliff, on the edge of a barranca or
Yeah.
something, and my mom got into it. Now, I saw a horse and I went to the farmer, you know, can I ride your horse? And he said, yeah, kid, yeah, sure, you know, plow horse, no, nothing. I couldn't, all I could do was fall off. I couldn't, it wasn't a matter of it making me fall, it was just, I would have to fall off.
Right.
Anyway, it was a plow horse. But I was Tom Mix on that horse. And Tom Mix was my big hero. And next thing I know, I see my mother's head above the outhouse, which is open at the top, and waving a white handkerchief. Help, help. And I said, don't worry, Mom, I'll save you. And I come riding up there slowly in the old horse and open the latch on the damn outhouse door because it had fallen down
From the- yeah.
somehow. Anyway, and I got her out of the outhouse.
My hero.
Yeah. I ran away from home for 20 minutes once.
20 minutes.
Yeah. No, I guess maybe it was 2 hours or so
Yeah. Why'd you do that?
because he threw a cantaloupe at me. I was,
Did he hit you?
he sure
He
did.
sure did. He was a good shot.
That's why I ran out of the house. He,
And this is in Indiana.
yeah, and the mere fact I read out is what made him even matter. It seemed that I was, you know, what the hell, I was a kid, I didn't know. I did know. But I was annoying Josephine
Uh-huh.
behind her chair after dinner or something like that. And, leave me alone. And that was me, see?
Yeah.
And I guess my dad said, leave her alone. So, you know, whatever he said. And I wouldn't. and he threw a cantaloupe and caught me right in the belly. And I ran out of the house, and I didn't know where to run to, you know. It was nighttime, and I ran up the street, and I guess I was gone for maybe 2 hours. Maybe 2 hours. And I was hiding up there, and I didn't know what to do. And Josephine and my Uncle Frank came walking down the middle of the street, Barnard Street, where we used to live, calling me. And I didn't answer them. And they turned around, went back. Next day we were going to go to Chicago or something. It was kind of a trip plan, as I remember it. And they conned me into coming to. First of all, our house had a big veranda in Frankfort, Indiana, in the front, a big front porch. It was dark. They conned me to come close, and my dad flew out of the bushes like a cats and jammer kids. I ran across the street, and cats and jammer kids. I ducked in front of him, and he fell. Fell down. Now he got up, and he had me. He could have killed me, and it's wonder he didn't. Anyway, I screamed like a bloody murderer, and the women, my grandmother, you know, puts her apron around me and all that sort of stuff. And wouldn't let him touch me. My dad had a big garage.
In Long Beach or Frankfurt?
In Long Beach.
In Long Beach.
They had just built a house, actually. This had to be 1928, maybe 29. Or there, 29. The crash hadn't hit California yet. Okay, so they built a house. I guess it was end of 28. We were in the house and everything was fine. Great big garage. He was going to make wine for Uncle Frank and for Tony Scorson. Where'd they make it? In our garage.
Of course.
So what did they have? They had a big hogshead and 2 tons of grape. 2 tons of grape. You hear me? 2 tons. My dad bought me a pair of rubber boots that fit only me. It fit only me. Didn't fit him. Didn't fit anybody else. Me. He washed them all nice, and he put me in this goddamn tub, and I'm standing there squashing grapes for endless hours. I don't know how long the goddamn thing I was in there. And I mean, it wasn't like just one night, it was like several nights. And he even had ropes hanging from the rafters so I could hang on. Well, like on a train or something. He had every modern convenience, believe me. Well, finally, after 2 years of my doing that, which he would take the
2
boots,
years?
he would and wash them off and wrap them up nice and neat, put them away for next year. Anyway,
You let him out for meals.
after my squashing the grapes, he got a grinder. No, you put the grapes in the machine and you crank it.
Oh.
Now, who does the cranking?
Let me guess.
Me. See, he puts the grapes in and watches me crank. And if it doesn't break one, he'll throw it back in, so it will break it even more, In high school, which I was in at that time, guys would get together and say, I know a bootlegger, we can get a bottle of wine. For $1, everybody throw in a quarter, something like that, And one time I did that, and I thought, what am I doing? I have this at home for free. What am I doing? Giving him a quarter to go somebody to get some wine. And I said, wait, I know a bootlegger. We can get it for $1 and it's better than this wine. Well, I started, I went to the cellar and I started tapping one of my dad's barrels. Now, he was drawing wine. Don't forget, I drew wine out of the barrel all the time for friends that would come over. They'd say, go down and get me a bottle of wine. I look, and there's a bottle of wine. He'd give it to their friends or drink it or whatever they wanted to do. Fine, that was no problem. But I'm smart. I skipped the barrel he was working on, skipped one and went to the next one, because I am smart. Now, I was for Depression time, I was rolling in money. I mean, I had $1.50, $2 in my pocket,
Right.
and that was more than anybody at school had. I'm telling you. You know, when a date was 50 cents each for a full date with a girl and everything. Everything. I mean, that's a Coke and a sandwich.
Okay.
Okay.
And a movie probably too.
How much?
20-cent movie, yeah, 25 cents. Sure.
50 cents was a date.
50 cents was a date. That's right. Anyway, one day I'm in the garage. My dad said, Nino. In other words, he's calling me. He's down in the cellar. I didn't know he was tapping the barrels. Why, I don't know what the hell he was tapping them for, but he was tapping them. Came to my barrel. It was half empty. It's a hollow sound, full sound, half hollow, half full, half. Where'd that wine go? Called me down. He knew what I did. Because he never gave me any allowance. He didn't know. There was no such thing as allowance at our house, what? He gave me money? Never.
But you were rich.
No. Never. Maybe Mom would give me 20 cents to go see a movie downtown for 10 cents, a nickel for the bus each way, Okay. He called me down in the basement. The basement was one of those outside basements with the cellar doors that open up, like gull wings. One way in, one way out. He gets me in the cellar, stands in the doorway, takes off his belt, and he starts going, rapping me. And I said, what'd I do? I knew what I did. The moment he hit me, the moment he stood in the doorway, I knew what he was going to do. So I covered up as best I could. And naturally, my mother comes screaming out. I don't know if Grandma was there or not, but my grandma used to get between him and me.
That's good.
A lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was my bootlegging days.
Wow.
But I enjoyed it.
You grew up with Ciangelo,
That's the answer, yeah.
Uncle Angelo,
Yeah.
his brother. I think I remember. Do you know how old he was when he died? Was this the guy that ate the entire bulb of garlic for
I think, yeah.
lunch? This is him,
Oh,
right?
yeah, but wait, this is cooked.
Yeah, roasted garlic every day for lunch.
Yeah, well, if you had it, he'd eat it.
Yeah. Yeah, this is what I remember this guy.
My mother used to, when she would make sauce, because my dad hated to get a piece of garlic.
Right.
She didn't know about mincing and losing it.
Right.
But she used to put in a whole head in the sauce. Mm-hmm. Nothing, just take all the paper off, actually, and then the whole head would be cooked in the sauce. And the whole head of garlic would cook, but it would flavor the sauce. Mm-hmm. Well, Gianco would take that whole head of garlic, and that was...
He'd eat it.
Eat the whole... And we used to go, ooh, it's great.
Oh, yeah.
We roast it now.
Yeah.
Oh, God, isn't this great?
Put it on some baguette.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Well, he would look at us like, you're nuts, just keep on eating it. You're crazy. You're all nuts. I'm not.
I never thought of cooking it in the sauce before.
Yeah.
I'm remembering that.
See, Angelo had to be, I want to say 90. I don't know if he was or not. He was an old man, though.
Yeah, no, I think I
When he
remember.
finally
this.
died.
You know when that was? Did you guess?
Didn't he
The
die
folks were on-
after we were married?
No, wait a minute. The folk, when we were married?
I
Yeah.
I said
remember, yeah.
after we were married.
Yeah, after we were married.
Yeah.
And they were on
Weatherly?
the tract house.
Weatherly.
Yeah. When he died. Because Angelo actually was staying there for a little while with Mom. And I don't know if the kid got on his nerve and he had to go and he wanted another place or something. But he went to a caretaker was taking care of him.
Oh.
somewhere, somehow. You know, I don't know what happened to him after he left. He used to go fishing with the buddy a lot.
Huh. Yeah, I'd love to know when he died because I think I remember the guy and I can't.
Yeah,
remember.
he was a nice, clean old man. He really was.
Cute little man.
Very nice, gentle old man. Now, see, Angelo Seduli was the one that wouldn't talk to you. You know, the black teeth. He had nothing but brown teeth, all stained. He never had a drink of water in his life. He never had a drink of water in his life. He was always wine.
So Salvatore is his name.
Yeah, he was half bombed all the time. Not all the way,
Just
mellow.
mellow. Okay.
But mellow good, mellow bad. But I mean mellow. Seduli, you know, my half-bombed uncle. I was in stock in Long Beach. You know about that stock company? No. Yes.
What was it called?
Tent Show. The Heart Players.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I've heard that.
This is right after graduation in high school. And my dad was pretty proud of me. And so was Mom. And I was pretty happy with myself being in a professional company. And I was the only, I was in a professional company. And I told Pa, I said, have Seduli come see the show. Okay. Well, he brought him down one night. And they saw the show. It was a good show. And I had a good part. Everything was fine. And he came backstage. And my Seduli, the half-bomb one, this is other Tony Caruso's father. You know, okay. And in Italian he say, "Ma chissà trabalho, yeah. You call this work? Well, being a job, a bum." He said, "Go get a job, you bum." And here I'm all elated about, being in the show and getting a compliment. And he's saying, "You call this work? Go get a job, you bum." What do you want from me?